So hey y'all, this is Debbie Dobbins, real estate entrepreneur here in Wichita Falls, and this is Your Wichita Falls, an episode about healthy living. I had cancer, some of you know that, and I'm not going to get into those details right now, but eating more healthy is something that I've strived to do since that time. Well, with COVID and the stress and now the holidays, well, I have this little, what I call food baby right here. And it's getting to be a little bit uncomfortable for me. And I was watching something with, Saturday Night Live with Adele. And she'd lost all this weight. So I researched it, and there's a type of diet. There's a type of diet that she got on that I researched, and it's a lot about juicing. So I wanted to share with you how fun my juicing experience has been. I've had this old dinosaur for probably 25 years, and I'm telling you, this thing is as old as God. You have to put all these parts together. This goes on here, this goes here, and then at the end of the day, here's the little teeny tiny opening, this little teeny tiny opening that you try to put food down into. And I was struggling because I really love juicing, but it's such a pain for those of you that have ever tried it. And if you've not tried it, I'm going to show you a better way to juice. So hang tight. We're going to start right now. So I'm going to put this dinosaur away, which I'm going to tell you, this is so heavy. You have no idea. I'm not struggling. This is actually, I think it weighs 50 pounds. So we're going to get my new model. Here we are with the benefit of technology, and now it's moments later. I pulled out the new juicer. Now this juicer it's a couple $100, but the other juicer, as I said, I had 25 years and it probably was a couple $100 then. So juicers have a tendency to last, and the fact is they're a really good investment for your health. So I don't mind paying a little extra. What I do want to point out is this little part right here, which is the hole that the food goes in. I can't tell you how much fun that is now. I don't have to cut my fruits and vegetables up as much. That has a little container that will grab all of the pulp. You put a plastic bag in here. We're gonna stick it on here. No fuss, no muss. When I'm done, I just take the little garbage bag out, and then I don't even have to wash that. And it comes with a pitcher that I'm gonna fill here. Now my old one, I had to rattle around in my drawers and pull out Tupperware and find places for the pulp and find places for the juice. So this is incredible. So you just zip this on here. The little lever goes up and latches and attaches. This goes right under here. I'm going to latch that up, and this goes directly under there, and we're going to come back and I'm going to show you some simple juicing. It's really awesome. So basically what we're going to do is we have kale, which is fabulous. Everybody knows kale and all of its properties. We have two kinds of kale, actually. We have the funny kind that looks like cabbage and that less flat, or the flatter kind. This is parsley. So this is one of those ingredients that is in that CERT eating program that has really, really amazing quality. So we'll talk about that later. We have arugula, which is another vegetable that's high in those CERTs, which is great. We're going to put some green apples in there for juicing properties, and then I have some celery in the refrigerator, so we're going to juice that. One of the things you want to do when you're juicing, these items have very little juice and a lot of pulp, and so you need to put a little bit more juice through apples and through the celery. So we're going to get to that, and then we're going to throw in some ginger. Yay! I always just wash everything and get it ready. So basically you have a big stack of vegetables. You got more to process and put in there, and we're going to start juicing. This new machine, I could probably put these apples in whole, which is awesome, but I'm so used to cutting them up. So we'll try one that's whole and see what happens. So just to give you an idea, the celery just shows up like this. All I do is cut the ends off, that end, and cut the bottom end, and wash it a little bit, because at the end of the day, these are organic. We're just trying to get any dirt off. And what I like to do is just save as much of it as possible. And the same thing with the kale and the arugula. I do wash that, but there's not a lot to cut off on the ends of the parsley. Just take the little rubber band that comes with the store and then just give it a little twist. You don't need all those ends in there. And then voila, you've got that all ready to go. And the kale, just take the little ribbon thing off of it and just give it a little juice to make sure you don't have any dirt in there, and you're all set to go. So we're going to start juicing, and this has 2 speeds. The fast speed is for the things like the apples and the celery because it goes really fast and juice comes out. The slow speed doesn't burn up the motor so much, so you put in the kale and the parsley and that sort of thing. So I'm going to show you how super simple this is. Here's the little pusher thing. So I'm going to start out with some kale or some arugula. And just dump it in there and push it down. And look at that. It just is so slick. I got the celery on top, so I'm going to just change the speed. Look how easy that is. Put it back on the slow speed. And I'm going to put a couple of items of kale in here just to show you how simple and easy that is. Voila! Boy, that one, it would take me 2 days on my old juicer, so this is awesome. You just stick it right down in there. So, I'm going to do a whole apple, which I've never been able to do before. You just stick that little bad boy in there. Hear it pop? I'm going to do some elapsed time, and then we're going to come back and we're going to Okay, so the last thing that I do, you can do it at any time of the process that you want, but I love the smell of ginger as it's going through the juicer. Now with ginger, this is not something that you put the whole thing in there because you've got to take this hard tuberous skin off. But it is really quite, oh, ginger, what a smell, I love it. You know, it's not what you get in that baking aisle with that dried ginger. There is nothing that smells so good as fresh ginger. And if you've not experienced it, that's something you need to put on your bucket list because if you don't even juice ginger. So ginger is great for if you're feeling a little peaked with all the cold season, etc. It's a really great natural energy booster and immune booster. So we're just going to pop this on real quick. Put the ginger in there. And just the smell that's coming up from the ginger is so amazing. I'm going to put it in a little smaller piece just so that it can kind of go through the system a little bit easier. And voila, we have juice. We have the most amazing juice, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the juice after we drink, or before we drink it. So I'm going to take this off. So this is how much juice I got from 2 bundles of the flat kale and 1 bundle of the curly kale, 2 bundles of parsley, 2 celery stalks, and basically most of a package like this of arugula, and 4 or 5 apples depending on how sweet you like it, and just about a half of a thing of ginger. So this will last a lot. This will probably be almost the whole week. I drink this much in the morning and the afternoon. This is an 8-ounce glass. So it's probably about 6 ounces, but you do 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and I'll explain how the CERT eating program works on another video. But at the end of the day, no matter whether you're doing that or not, juicing is amazing. Now you can see there's a separation here. Before you pour it into a glass, we're going to stir it up. And one of the things that is really, really exciting because it's that time of year, are Meyer lemons. These are the best lemons that you can get. They're super sweet almost. And I just put a little lemon in my glass. Of course, lemons are notorious for having tons of seeds. So I just stick my little hand in there and take those seeds out. You can do a strainer if you like. Since I'm here by myself, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to get a spoon. So this is the only thing about this juicer is I'm going to pull that top off one time and it's going to come all over me. So I stir it up really well so that you get, because the apple juices will separate, and so you'll just stir it up each time you're going to pour it out. So you have a nice blend of everything, and you put it in just like that. And there's one last step, and that is, hopefully I can figure, okay, so matcha tea powder. It's got so many antioxidants in it, and what I do is I put a little teaspoon, or actually a quarter of a teaspoon, in this juice drink and just blend it in. It blends in really nicely. I don't have my, here's a spoon. I usually use a fork, but for purposes of not. You just stir it up. And that matcha doesn't have too much of a taste. So for those of you that are opposed to healthy food taste, you may have to get used to it, but that's fine. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. So cheers to healthy green juice. It feels so good in my body, I can't even tell you. So I'm going to tell you about my progress. So I was 141.3 pounds this morning. I'd like to lose 10 or more. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to see if you'll help me stay on track. And I'll share more about the CERT eating program, just some of the components on the next video. Bye-bye. I forgot one more bit. When I'm taking this off, as I said, all of that pulp stays right in there. And then we're just going to pop that right off. All the pulp is in this bag. So look, no fuss, no muss. We don't even have to wash that. Yay. This is part of the juicing process that's never been all that fun. So this pulp, I would love to have a compost pile outside. I don't have a space in my backyard for it, so that's going to be on my bucket list. But this is easy to get rid of. And then cleanup is really simple. I'm not going to show you cleanup, but there's a little brush in here. This can all just be dumped right there, and it's really